Hello everyone, welcome to day 98 of playing chess every day for you. Let's find the game. I'm starting as black. I'll play the Caro-Kann. My opponent pushes. I'll push too. We get this setup, which I don't like that much, but this is the way I'll play. Because the knight is pinned, I mean now we're not able to take this pawn, so it's not as strong, but I can take this. Queen takes, I can take. Could take and just open up this file, which lets me develop. I think I have to just attack the center. Opponent gives me this check. If I take here, my opponent takes here. So blocking, my opponent takes here, wins the rook. I have to move the king. My opponent wins this anyway. My opponent has this check, but it doesn't do anything right now. Knight jumps in, looking to take. Obviously I want the queen trade here. Stepping back. Could step to the corner. Played poorly in this opening, but in material we're equal. Bishop attacks my queen. Strike in the center doesn't work. I can counterattack the queen. Bishop takes, I take. Queen comes in. Threatens. If I go here, there's no threat. This is okay. I can put my rook on b4 to pressure this. Doubling up there doesn't look that good. I mean, it's okay. A queen trade really helps me. Attacking the queen with different moves isn't so good. I think we just take this trade. This pawn is weak, but that's okay. Rook takes. I can just defend. I can also attack the rook, run my king. Threatens to take, but I'll counterattack the rook. Okay, so my opponent, if I take, my opponent takes. If I take, my opponent takes. The bishop escapes. I can't take here. I can take with the pawn though. And the rook's still hanging. Do I take the rook? Or do I take the piece? I think it's just an even trade if I take the rook, so take the piece. Opponent doubles up. So if I go bishop g7, my opponent comes in. My opponent can't come in right now. If I go king g7, I think I'm doing okay. Very cramped king, but there's nothing I can do. My opponent's the one who's active. Knight goes back probably to come here. That blocks the rook. I can attack this rook. The rook just moves. I really want to be able to anchor my bishop in, but it's not possible at the moment. Knight moves. I can attack the rook. If the rook just moves, This check is impossible. This just loses a rook. I could push, but then the knight comes in with checks, so not sure how to proceed here. King f7 looks good. Then I can play for rook e8. That's okay. I can play rook e8. Which looks strong. Can't take my bishop. Okay, my opponent goes into this, which I'm fine with. I think I need to come and protect this pawn. I'm the one who's protecting her. This way, if the pawn takes... Okay, I can play here. I can also play here, which looks best, because I always have this square to just move around. This looks like a huge draw. I'm playing as black. I guess I take a draw here, there's no other moves. Every other move loses, I think. So we take the draw this game. I'll absolutely take the draw after playing a terrible opening. I know it's not very fun to play for a draw, but playing as black and playing a terrible opening, I take the draw. We played at a 70, my opponent a 74.1. We played as a 1050 and my opponent like an 1150. Played the Caro-Kann. Inaccuracies in our opening. We got ourselves into trouble here with our king moves. We should have actually blocked. What happens if the queen takes? Best move is knight to f6, just blocking the rook. And we're actually doing okay. I missed knight f6. We gave the pawn instead. This is a mistake. My opponent just missed sacrificing. Oh, not sacrificing the queen. My queen's also hanging. We're down a piece here. In that position, in that line. The queen trade helps me. Taking the bishop is the best move. If I take the rook, it's a huge blunder. We're a piece down. So I actually have to take the bishop here. Attacking the rook is fine. This was a mistake. Not sure why. Well, my opponent completely missed g4. If they played g4, why is g4 so good? I want to see this g4 line. g4. My opponent missed g4 there. I actually missed pushing d4, which is strong. Very strong. It gives me space. I completely missed g4 here. The game is just a draw here. How about if I play king d5 in this position? Oh wow, the king is forced away. The king is forced away to c2. And we come in. And we're playing for a win. This is completely won. This is just a one endgame. Yeah, this is just a win for me. I completely missed that move. It's a huge miss, king to d5 in this position. Before I make my h5 push. Forcing the king away. c2 being the best move. We get to come in. Instead we go for a draw. Technically a blunder. Let's find the second game. I'm playing as white this time. Go for e4 as always. Going into the Italian. We're happy with that. We know the moves. I've studied all these lines. Good pin here. Goes to kick my knight. My bishop. I can take here. This knight's now pinned. I can also play d4 in this position, which looks very strong. The bishop's forced back. Knight takes. Missed that. Wow. I missed knight takes there. Do I take the knight? Or do I just castle? And accept being down the pawn? I think I take. And then castle instantly. If I take my pawn, I may have this, but then I block. I think I take. I have to get my king castled. If queen takes, I just castle. Bishop takes. Oh, this is attacked. And this is a big threat. I have to play queen up here to defend. And then castle. Bishop takes anyway, because we lose that anyway. It's attacked twice. Wow, we blundered. Don't want to give up the queen there. So I think the best moves. Pushing looks okay. We force the queen away. Bishop still takes anyway. I don't see any moves that we might have. I stabbed my king away. Misclicked the castle. Just a terrible game already. Down 8 points of material. Not good. My knight has almost no squares. Bishop's hanging. So is the rook. The rook isn't actually hanging though. Take that bishop. That just hangs the rook. Wow. That actually just hangs the rook. So my opponent also misclicked this game. Just hung a rook in one move. I'm threatening check, winning a pawn. We take that. Just block. There's never anything here. This is attacked. I can just push it. This is likely a draw. But we're holding off the opponent here. If the king moves, I can always take that. Checks don't work because the king comes in. Or maybe they do. King back is a blunder. King steps in. Maybe my opponent will repeat. They don't. So everything's held here. I'll just take here. King down here is a blunder. My opponent blundered anyway. Defends the bishop. I actually have discovered checks here. Discovered check. Then I go here. Do I have any tactics? Check. Doesn't work. This check doesn't work. This check we just trade, but I'm quicker. This check doesn't achieve that much. I am quicker. Wow, my pawn goes that way. Now I have this. I have this check, but the king moves. I have also this check. And this is probably just a second draw in this game. Attacks my knight. I actually loses the game to a fork. Double check on the king. I'm going to win this pawn. My knight hangs. Can just go down here. Just cut the king off. Can force the king away here. Could just take now. My knight hangs. This is probably a very difficult checkmate. I'm seeing the king is cut off here. I'm not seeing the winning moves. The king is cut off here, and by the bishop also. The king probably wants to run. I'm not sure how to checkmate, to be honest, in this position. This does cut the king off. I actually don't know. I'm being very honest. I don't know how to checkmate with knight and bishop against king. And we're down on time also. So. But where's the check? I don't see the check. If we move the knight, the king can't go this way. If I go here, it's just a stalemate draw. What am I doing? Oh, I was calculating. No, I was calculating. Bishop here and check. So this game was actually my first ever time playing an endgame with knight and bishop against king. We played this with a 65.5, my opponent was 67.6. My opponent had 8 blunders this game. I had 12 misses. Not good from us. We played the Italian, like we usually do. Pushing was a big mistake from me. We blundered in the opening very heavily. Here I also tried to castle, but I mouse slipped king f1. My opponent blundered his bishop here, so I took, and then we got extremely lucky and my opponent just blundered his rook. I think my opponent was going for rook e1 check, forcing my king up, forcing my king up, and then just forcing me to make weaknesses. But instead my opponent just mouse slipped rook e3, so we take. And then my opponent blundered again, blundered this fork again. And now we're actually up a pawn from only a few moves ago being down 8 points of material to being up a pawn, which is incredible. We win a pawn. And this is actually a draw. My opponent blunders a fork or so. I missed knight back, which is discovered check on the king, forcing the king away. Knight back here. Best move is king d6. And then for me, it says knight c2, winning a pawn, which is very strong. We win a pawn. I miss jumping away with the knight, which holds onto the square better. My opponent blunders here. I missed king up, which forces the king back. Okay. I missed king in. Then the king goes away. I don't think we take, maybe we do. It says king c5 is the fastest way to checkmate. King a4 does forced mate in 17, which is really weird to see. What happens this game is we end up winning the pawn, and we struggle to trap the king in the corner for most of the endgame. Once we finally manage to trap the king, my opponent actually blunders here. I missed just king in with the opposition. And here I completely blundered bishop c2, which is stalemate. The right move was knight d4, mate in 16. I'd really struggle to find that in around 2 minutes. Really hard to see. Knight back. Best move is king d1. Then my move would be bishop c2 check. Obviously if the king goes to c1 we just have mate. Blunders mate. If the king goes to e1 we just continue. King d3. And I see the pattern. You're using the knight to just prevent the king from moving away. If the king steps away, you just follow the king. Difficult to see for me the correct move, sir. Checkmate in 1. Check. It's tough to see. I blundered bishop c2 stalemate, which was actually an accidental move. I was trying to calculate. Knight back here. King d1. Check. Just forcing the king. This actually, bishop d1 is interesting. Just stopping the king from escaping. King e1. 2 draws today. In the first game, we take the draw after playing a turbo opening. In this game, we played the turbo opening, but our opponent blunders 2 pieces in 2 moves. And we have this endgame, 2 pieces versus king, which I don't think I've ever played in a rapid game before. So, tomorrow I definitely have to learn the checkmating pattern with knight and bishop versus king. Thank you guys for watching and I'll see you tomorrow.